probability. Wow. I mean, look at that.
Okay, there's no turning back now.
Nope. I really did not think it would do that.
Okay, you know what? Like, for mileage and weight reduction, they're making things thinner and thinner on cars these days.
Yeah,
Unlike
but
you though, I didn't.
I really thought that
That was shocking.
the plastic would have grabbed more of it there.
Look, if that would have been the windshield out of that 68 or that,
I'm taking mine.
thank you. If that had been the windshield out of that or that, it wouldn't have gone through like that. It would have caved.
Right. Wow. Yeah, I'm really glad you didn't hit any harder.
Look, I definitely didn't want it to bounce off.
Yeah. Right. Well, it wasn't going to do that. Okay, man. So, thank you guys for tuning in. Obviously, we've got something a little bit different happening in the shop today.
So look, this actually hurts my heart a little bit.
Yeah.
This is,
It's a very nice car.
No. Okay, look, for us it is.
But it's
This
a
is
nice
not
car.
It's not a very nice car. It's just a nice car. It's look, it's got tint on the windshield for crying out loud.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't mean like just across the top.
No, all the way.
The whole windshield has got tint on it.
Yeah.
This thing has got drug dealer written all over it. But it happens to be a Camaro SS 6-speed.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just one of the best cars GM's made in the past 20 years, I think.
Yeah.
As far as just bang for your buck and just an awesome machine all the way around. The details on the car and the retro feel when they came out with this car, I've always liked these. Okay, but this, you just saw us do something that's very out of character for us. We destroyed something, and we really hate destroying good things. The fact is that we are going to destroy this car, but we're not really going to destroy it. We're just going to destroy its identity as a Camaro.
Yeah.
It's not a Camaro. It's not going to be a Camaro anymore. It is going to be a 74 Chevelle.
And I'll have a shot of what we're going to use for that.
Right.
So let's talk about the story behind
Okay.
the 74 Chevelle.
So this is actually a story about dreams. Okay, about dreams coming true. And so we met a fella who likes what we do, and he was like, and he's in the service, and he was about to be shipped over to Italy, and he said, guys, my car from when I was my first car from when I was in high school got stolen years and years ago, and it was a 74 Chevelle, and I loved that car, and just, it was kind of like coming of age, all the things that you do, and those of you who are a little older can remember your first car and all the things that you did in it, and especially if it's something pretty cool like a 74 Chevelle. Anyway, it got stolen. He was heartbroken over it, moved on with life, got married, got kids. Then he got a call one day out of the blue, and I think it was states over in Arizona, several states over out west. The car ended up in a junkyard, and the VIN came up as his car stolen. And
this was several years later too.
Oh no, this was years later. He was already married. He'd already moved
10
on
years
with his
later?
life. I don't know.
I can't remember.
I don't want to get the story wrong. I don't want to over dramatize that part of it, whether it was 10 years later, but I think it was something like that. Anyway, and so he's like, it's like the prodigal son. The car came back to me, but everything had been stripped, but the shell was there. Anyway, so he's like, I got to get this thing back on the road. Anyway, he calls us up and he's like, I saw your Transland, and I love what you guys do with that. I want to do the same thing in my car. Take a Corvette and take this body and put it on that, because he had already kind of been wrestling with getting this thing going, and he saw our philosophy in taking two things and making one and making it better than before. Anyway, so we started looking at it, and I was like, well, first of all, a Corvette is not long enough wheelbase, and lengthening a Corvette chassis is not impossible, but it starts to get difficult. You start talking about torque tubes and the frame and drive shaft and all the shift linkages and all that. It's just too much. I said, what you need to do is you need to go out and find a wrecked Camaro 6-speed, 2010 and up. And that should be able to, you should be able to do that. And so he's under a little bit of a deadline because he's about to ship off to Italy. And so, he gets back to me about 2 weeks later and he's like, okay, I got a car. And he sends me the picture of this car. I'm like, what have you done?
I mean, we were expecting him to come back with something that was wrecked.
I was like, did you not get on Copart?
I mean, an insurance, complete sell-off, anything but this, right?
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, looking at...
First of all, Camaro SS 6-speeds are not just built on trees. They're not everywhere. There's not a lot of them. Okay, that's strike one. Strike two is if you ever wrecked one, it's probably wrecked pretty bad.
Yeah.
He was like, I found several of them that looked like they'd been run over by a semi truck. And so if you buy a car like that, you got problems you got to fix. So there's that aspect of it. Anything that you buy that's wrecked is going to have problems, unless they just happen to roll it over into a snowbank or something. So anyway, he's like, look, listen. He's like, hear me out. He goes, I got this thing at a really good deal. It was another guy in the service, and these guys, they get into the service and they buy something, they buy a crazy toy, and then they life moves on. They got to get rid of it. So he got a good deal on it. I'm not exactly sure the exact amount he paid, but he's like, I looked up Jags, and he's like, an LS3 T56 setup from Jags is more than what I paid for this car, the whole car. And he's like, I figure we can sell some of the parts off of it. So when you start looking at this thing and breaking it down, we've got the whole front end is good on this thing. We got the whole front lid, the doors, the trunk lid. We can't sell the windshield.
No, and we weren't going to be able to get the windshield off. So that,
we're going to be able to get it off.
And that kind of helps start the process.
Yeah, it's like when you get the scratch on the brand new car, you're like, okay, it's scratched.
We could go ahead and get medieval on it now.
Right. But this car, when you think about the rolling platform that this thing is, it is an LS3 T56. It's got a wicked cam in it.
Oh yeah.
Leather interior, air conditioning. Full climate control. It's got a kicking sound system. This one already had an upgraded intake, and this is a. Okay, so yeah, what you're seeing now, all the spider webs and everything. So
our big thing is we're working on a bunch of other stuff. So, and making room inside the shop, getting this into the schedule, and that takes time. Anyway, so now we've got it on schedule. We're ready to start rocking and rolling with this thing, and that's where we are today. Yep. So step one is going to be...
Step one, put a hole in a box. That's what we just did.
We're going to demo this thing. We're going to demo it as nicely as we can. So we're going to take the hood off, set it somewhere nice and safe. We're going to take the front off, the fenders, the doors, everything we can possibly save and sell.
Yeah, so if you need body parts for a 2010-ish plus, this is Gen 6, right?
I believe that's
Gen 6, Camaro, Gen 5. I can't remember if it's 5 or 6. Anyway.
Yeah.
Call us up because we got to sell some parts.
Yep,
so
we sure do. So that's where we're going to start off. Ronnie, our good buddy here, is going to be helping us out on the demo. So let's get going. I guess we're going to do some time lapse here. Awesome. All right, we have successfully
exercised the demons.
Pretty much everything that we could unbolt that is necessary for this transformation. We have unbolted it. And now, unfortunately, we've reached a point where, as you can see, what you got there, buddy?
The wheel of death.
The wheel of death. I noticed that you don't have any hearing protection on.
Oh yeah, hearing protection. Probably should grab.
Probably want that. So the plan is we're gonna leave as much as we can, right?
Yeah. What is that? Is that held on my Phillips head screws? Well, we need to take this piece of strip off. No, it's rivets.
Rivets.
Screw that.
Okay.
Ronnie's here.
All right. So we're gonna cut. Where are you gonna cut on the A pillar here?
Right here.
Right there. And then we're going to stay above the package tray
For now.
for now. Hopefully, hopefully it'll be all right.
Mm-hmm.
And
Below it. That'll be kind of I'll be kind of threading the needle, but I'll be right through there.
all right.
That's
So,
the plan. Anyway, we'll see how that works out.
I think the roof is.
You know what, Ronnie? Go ahead and
come
take that bolt out on both sides. Yeah.
We're gonna
No.
swap to time lapse.
Metal.
Yeah. Okay. That was a job. But as you can see, we now have a convertible SS.
Yes. Dude, this thing will be fast now.
Very fast. Lightweight.
Yeah.
A little cool on a day like today.
It might be a little bit, it might have a little bit of flex in the corners.
Well, let's see. Man, oh man.
That is one heck of a mechanical skateboard.
Yep.
Look at this thing. Now also, now that we're back on this, let's just talk about what you've got here. LS3 cam, long tubes, full stainless exhaust all the way out the back, 6-speed. You got all the climate control, power leather seats. You got a kicking sound system. I mean, this is I've always thought these were a really good looking interior.
Yep.
You got fully independent suspension. You got the big disc brakes.
Yep.
On the front. I mean, price out all this. What would you pay for all this? Let's say we're just going to take that that Chevelle back there, and we're just going to buy all this stuff for it.
Yeah.
The price tag would be 40 grand, easy, if not more.
Yeah.
So this is why, even though this seems crazy, and it's still, look, it's still not what we would have done. This is somebody's dream, and we're helping them. We're helping them realize it.
Achieve the dream.
And the numbers work. The numbers. Look at that. Look at that criminal tint there. That is some criminal stuff.
I don't know what you're talking about, officer. Man, look. You can actually see through it.
Wow, I can see inside the car.
Well, very cool, guys. I think we're going to call this one complete video.
Yeah, that's a good one.
All right. All right. Well, hey, thank you so much for watching and tuning in on this one. Keep watching with us and subscribe. I guess you can get notifications on playlist. I don't know, but we're going to keep working on this. And of course, we're not done with Generalissimo. We're going to be working on it as well. So the shop is super busy right now. And awesome. Thanks a bunch, guys.
Thanks.